Okay, we are looking good with attendees, so we're going to get the ball rolling here. The first thing I want to talk about, and some may or may not know, I know that we do discuss it as far as the Realtor.com services. We discuss it when agents first come on board. However, because for the most part, and Bertie's on the call, so say hi to Bertie, everyone. For the most part, Bertie's been doing all the work, and staff has been taking care of all the Realtor.com posting. So the agents themselves haven't really get too far involved, except to go on and maybe look at a link when they send you the email that your listing has been posted. But there are a lot of benefits. There are some features in there. There's reporting that you really should be looking at. And Kyle and Doug both decided that, you know what, we need to get the agents more involved. And that's not to say that Bertie won't still be enhancing them when you get a new listing, but really to get you to interact a little bit more with your Realtor.com profile. And for anyone who was there with when Mike gave his presentation on Tuesday, that's our Realtor.com guy, the one thing that he doesn't discuss, because he really doesn't know how each region does business, is the fact that these profiles with Realtor.com are agent branded. So each agent has that toll-free number. I don't know how clear he made that. And completely free. I mean, they are part of the benefit of working for the company. And I am going to go in, I am going to do some live demos so that you can see the difference. We'll go through the dashboard a little bit. We'll go through some of the reporting, both for you and your clients that you can take a look at. And some of the ways that you can beef up that profile if it hasn't already been done, to get some more peaks when consumers are on Realtor.com. And we've already determined that your buyer pool between Realtor.com, Zillow, and Trulia are considerably different. So we've already gone over several times how to beef up Trulia. You had a little bit of a presentation with Sam on Tuesday as far as Zillow. He did share his presentation with me, so I will be doing a webinar. I think it's in 2 weeks, but we'll look at the training calendar when we're finished. So now we're going to get everybody on board with their Realtor.com. And again, as far as internet exposure, as far as reach, this is the way to do it. You want to be where the consumers are, and we're giving it to you. So you may as well take advantage of it while you can. It's again a way to just maybe get some more referrals from other realtors. It's another thing that a lot of people don't think about. It's, okay, Realtor.com, Trulia, and Zillow, for the most part, maybe not so much. Maybe you'll have a little bit more as far as listings on Zillow because of that nasty zest of it. I know everybody cringes when we use that word, but it's there and it's not going away. But for the most part, they are buyer capture, buyer capture. But you also have to look at your profiles as potential for referrals from out of state. Whether it be your Realty Executives profile, where other Realty Executives brokerages are going to be looking, or Trulia, if there's someone that's really into Trulia, and we know they're out there. There are still people into Active Rain, and that's going to be part of the social media webinar that we've got coming up in October. But you beef up your profiles, and you'll have an opportunity for listings through referrals. So something to think about and maybe get working. So the first thing we are going to do, and I will sift through here. What I normally do is just show everybody how this works, and if I can get my screen to move along with me, here we go. This is what your screen is going to look like, and I do this now because I don't want to pop back and forth later. On the side of your screen, there is a toolbar for GoToWebinar. This is actually, or should be, tucked in so that you can see the full screen. If you see me haphazardly going through the side of my screen and it doesn't look like I'm doing anything, you can't see my pull-out menu on my sidebar, but that's typically what I'm working on. But what you would want to do is that arrow is normally facing the left. If you click on it, it will expand to look just like this. When I ask for hand raises, when we get to the Q&A, this is your hand raise here. And this is this area here. If you hit it one time, which I won't because I'm on a PowerPoint, but if you hit it one time, it'll allow you to enter text in that box, and then this will populate once there's information in there to send. And you can go ahead and send that question over, and I will read it and hopefully get an answer. Realtor.com is global. This is one of the points that Mike had made, and again, not something that I think about. But if you do have reloads, or if you do have customers that English is not their primary language, it's not a bad idea that the information is out there and can be populated into some of the more fluent or more common languages. So that was something that I wanted to just make sure that that I had pointed out, that actually is a benefit to us having our showcase listings on Realtor.com. The other thing that I want to do right now is I want to go live onto the Realtor.com, and I'm going on not as a consumer at this point. I'm going on, hopefully I can find it, I am going on as, I am going on as a consumer. I'm not going on as an agent. So this is what the consumer is looking at. And a couple of things I wanted to point out, and then we can go log in and go live, is we've got our information here. I mean, obviously this looks basic. This is the phone number that he was speaking of. And why they have that, I still laugh and think it was more for Realtor.com's benefit. However, they have added some features to it. And why I say that is because if they just post our cell phone numbers on there, which is what it was in the past, they would have the agent direct contact information because the brokerage information shows at the bottom, so totally compliant. But if the consumers were calling us directly and us as, as enhanced members would say, okay, well, show me the leads. Why am I not seeing what leads? What is the benefit of Realtor.com? And quite frankly, having our cell phones there did leave them kind of hanging because there was no way to show how many phone calls, because they are coming to us directly, were made based off of our Realtor.com profile. So to combat that, to also give us a lead count to add to our reporting for our sellers, it does generate, I don't know if anybody's had this happen, and I know that it has happened to me, but if I have somebody that is interested or somebody calls me on my property through this 855 number, not only does my cell phone tell me where it's calling from, but an email is generated directly to me, not the company, but directly to me, saying that a lead was generated through Realtor.com, and it gives you the telephone number, and depending on the carrier, it may or may not give you the information as far as the caller. But you are, so it does give you some feedback if the phone comes in and you're like, what is this phone number? I don't know who this is, and you're like me, you're having a day where you don't think you want to talk to another salesperson. It will come in as an email, and you'll have and it does happen immediately, so you will have an opportunity to capture that lead and get a call right back. One thing I forgot to mention at the beginning of the webinar, and you hear me, I am starting to lose my voice. If for any reason, because of the way I do my webinars, they're live, they're not pretty, but it gets you the information as clearly and quickly as possible. I jump back and forth between live and screenshots and sometimes PDFs and images. If you lose my audio, if you lose my video screen, if you're not able to see the screen, my phone is in front of me on silent. Please drop me a text because I'm not going to continually open that sidebar to look at the messages. Otherwise, I only see half a screen. So just for anyone who's not aware of it or who I'm not in speed dial with, 973-951-1072 is my cell. And again, just pop me a text if anything goes wrong, and I'm out here talking to myself. So just to move on a little bit again, that toll-free number, we all have one. And if you want to go in, just check out your profile. It will display it for you. An email generated. And down here, as we move down, you will see that the first bit of information that comes up is actually the listing agent, not the brokerage, although the brokerage has to be in there by state regulations. The email at the first bit of information is the listing agent. You will see that the listing agent phone number is right here. You will be able to click on this, and I'm not going to because it opens up Microsoft Live and it takes forever and it just locks me up. Click on that and it will email, and you can go in again and test yours. Email the agent directly and agent's other listings. So that I'm going to go in and do because that doesn't take a whole heck of a lot, and you can see what's going on with the agent's other listings right here. Now this is the profile. So what you're looking at is the agent profile, and again, you're going to want that to be to have as much information as possible because you want to get the attention. Again, like the last webinar, this is your pick-me moment on Realtor.com, so you're going to want to make a good impression. So again, clicking on agents of the listings, you can move down there. But just to go back, what you will notice as well is, and I think Mike spoke about this a little bit, love my pop-ups. I need that on there for CoreLogic. As you scoot down a little bit, you've got our ancillary banner down here, and that does show up on all of our listings. And then you go down, and they do have some featured listings, 2 other featured listings for that agent. I do believe Mike had mentioned that as far as the additional listings go down at the bottom. So again, all of agents' listings will come up if you do the other. And then there's always a preview, and they do alternate. They're not fixed listings, but they do alternate at the very bottom on which ones they are, and they are the 2. So the other thing that I want to go into, and I do have a sheet for anyone that wants a copy. I know in our custom CMA there is a little bit about this, and this was one of the sheets that I had found when we were working on the pages for that. And again, I'm hoping that it doesn't pop off because this is a PDF and sometimes GoToWebinar doesn't like it. But company showcase listings, what I have here is not only does it show you side by side what the differences are, but you also have a bullet list of the benefits. So if it's something that you would like, actually what I'll do is I'll automatically send it to everyone on the webinar. It's a good memory when you're on the custom CMA. We try to make those pretty and just straight and to the point, so it's not going to have all of these features. But when you're out there and you're showing that page off the cuff, if you take a look at this, this is a guide for you to explain that to a seller or a potential seller. Isn't a bad idea. And again, everything is here for you. So I will pass that along to everyone, and I wrote myself a note to make sure that I go ahead and do that. So just going back, we're going to go back to liverealtor.com right now, and I want to go back like I always do to the beginning so that everybody sees it where we started. So what I'm going to do is just go to realtor.com, period. And actually what I'm going to do is, this is a Sparta search, so I'm just going to go right here. So you coming on for the first time, for anyone that's been at the company for any length of time and has not gone into their Realtor.com profile, for the most part, I'm assuming that you don't know what your password is. What I'd like you to first do, and I'll show you where that works, right up here there's a little tab, and I'm hoping everybody can see it. I don't know why all these websites are getting into these very faint grays and very light blues. It's very hard to project these things on a wall, a screen, or a webinar, but I'm hoping you can see this. It says for Realtors, so you're going to click right on that, and another box will populate open, and you're going to go straight to Agent Login. Down at the bottom here, you're going to leave it on the default of Agent, and you're going to click on the drop-down menu. I usually hit the G. It gives me a head start. And then Garden State. For most of us, that's the case. For anyone that's looking, that has another primary, you can go ahead and then type that one in as well. Your MLS identifier is just the same code that you log in with. And here's the password information. I happen to know mine because I've been signing into my Realtor.com account for the past 9 years. If you don't, that's okay. If you choose to click here, it will send it to your realtyexecutives.com email. Therefore, if you're forwarding, it'll get forwarded like anything else. So you can just do your forgot password. If you have any issues with that, either reach out to Bertie or myself, and we will make sure that you get up and running. So I'm going to go ahead and hope that I remember my password, because it could be one or two, and it's the second one. Okay. Now we're going to be looking at, this is the dashboard for Realtor.com, and that is the agent side. So you'll see here, I've got my name up here. We've got the free tools, support and help, feedback if you want to give them feedback. We have another menu of tabs right here, the dashboard, the manage listings. We're going to go through every single one of these today and show you what they look like and how they can benefit. This here is Realtor.com, and they have a lot of this, and they also have, if you go into solutions, they have Realtor.com and their affiliate Top Producer. We're focusing on Realtor.com, where we're not doing anything with Top Producer off this site. So first thing where we're going to go is I'm going to click on my name, and it'll open up a menu. Personal information. This is your profile information. This is your pick me moment. So go ahead and we're going to click on all my information. So here's my personal information tab. And as I scoot down, and this is where I run into a problem with GoTo, you have a place for your photo. We have a business card, and that's for a download. So obviously just fill in what you have, and when they say business card, that's for anybody downloading. You've got your profile business card. You'll see that I have everything completely filled in. And then we have here, if you're overriding the name, you've got additional information, showcase call tracking. So you'll see here that I have my preferred as my mobile, and that it's tracked with, this is my personal toll-free number. So at this point, you'd be able to choose, and we're just going to move down. Broker information. Broker information has to stay in there. If you take it out, birth year, you're going to put it right back in. So that has to be there as far as the state is concerned. Contact emails, all of this is preferred CMA email and featured community email is if a consumer is on and uses any of those tools and happens to get you. So obviously for purposes, it's the same email. But if you don't want it to be, that's fine as well. And then here's the login information, social networking. You have here the Facebook, and I had this conversation with an agent yesterday. For anyone that is still posting on their personal profile on Facebook, shame, shame, shame. For the one, first thing is against terms and conditions on Facebook. You're not supposed to be doing any commercial business on your personal profile. That's number one. And number two, why would you not have a business page if it's completely free? You keep the consumers engaged. You get a report. You do get a report every week on your page rankings, how many people, they give you a reach number, how many people saw the post. That's where your open homes, your new listings should be generating. And you can do that here, or you can do that through Trulia. If anybody hasn't played with that, you can post directly, so it does have all of the information. But here, it's for the buttons on your profile and getting the consumer, and then again, a potential referral to you. Here's your About Me, affiliates, and here's like a bio or a resume, a work resume here, not to get a job, but to get listings and engage the consumers. And then we're going to go up a little bit further. We're going to go back up again, and luckily my up button is working, otherwise I'd be dead in the water. Field of expertise. This is where you get to tell a little bit more about yourself, agent type, fields of business, et cetera, et cetera. I'll scoot down just a little bit, but for the most part, the fill-in boxes are self-explanatory. Back here again, profile display options. And this is how what I want, yays and nays. You'll see here that you do have team options, and I would recommend, we do have a couple of teams that are using that team option, so you can do the team name here as well. And each one of, just to follow up with that, each member of a team within our company has their own profile. So whoever the listing agent one is, that's where the properties or listings will flow to. But you can each go ahead and create a team version on each one. So that'll give the team double, and in some cases triple the exposure. So yes, you can have, everybody gets one as an individual, and then how you market it, as long as you stay within commission guidelines, is completely up to you. So again, all of this transaction, here's the creating a team right here. I'm going to pop in it so that I know I have some team members on here. So you've got the team details, which is really awesome. If you have any additional contact information, and if you have, and I again know that there are people that have this, the team social networking. So you do have that information here, and that is in addition to, one does not negate the other. It just adds to. So if you fill out the creating the team information, it's not going to take in any of your personal information. Email reports, yes, you can get them from here. I don't know if anybody's ever seen these. I get them all the time, but you can actually create reports that you get directly to you. And we're going to go in a little bit when we get to that portion of it, or get to those tabs. Free tools up here. What I'm going to do is click on that and just go through some of the icons that are available. You'll see right here. These are all available again. The Realtor.com profile, basically where I was about 2 minutes ago. There is a collaborative search app, but obviously the branded one that we use is my preference, but go ahead and take a look at it. They do have mobile listing builders. They have business planning. I don't know if anybody's actually gone in and seen their listing presentation. I have taken out screenshots or stats from that listing presentation. So you can go in there and use it as a source. I wouldn't use it as a primary listing tool, but for statistically, it's got some good stats in there, and there are some things that you can maybe incorporate or even just use for your knowledge. Again, utilizing the custom CMA, having the Realtor.com page, getting that PDF that I'm going to be sending out to everyone that has what the benefits are for our showcase listings, and then just scanning through this. I do keep a copy every year. I go in and keep a copy on my hard drive, and again, utilize the information, not necessarily the report itself. But absolutely go online, check all these out. Like any other website, you're going to click into things, and they're going to be looking to charge you something or get you to, go a step further and take a paid product. I don't see any reason at this particular point to do that. But again, that's completely up to you guys and what you feel is going to work for your business. So like I said before, if you see me haphazardly going through here, okay, here we go, back to the board. So that's up here, support, again, self-explanatory as well. There are some webinars that Realtor.com offer on their own for additional products, and some free online training, which are pre-records, and any events that Realtor.com may be having. There is a huge NAR tech event happening on Monday in Mountain Lakes, and they will have a representative from Realtor.com present there as well. So I'm sure if I clicked on events, that will be in there. Feedback, again, fairly self-explanatory. What we're going to do is go into the main dashboard right now. And what you'll see is as we go down, slide down just a little bit, you'll have some top tasks, complete your profile. Mine is pretty much done, so I don't have anything outstandingly highlighted, but you'll see here it has my 2 listings, recently added listings, and then solutions you own, and we'll all see the exact same thing, which is the company showcase, and the company showcase, again, branding you, and you can go in and check that out. The rest of this top producer, 8i, and the featured website are additional products, and they're not part of the package here. So let's look at the listings. We're going to go over now to manage listings and where we can get those reports from. So what happens is my other listing doesn't come up because it's a rental, and you'll see here that there's homes for sale, not for sale, and then rental. So again, not sure why they use this faint color, but these are actually tabs up on top. So I'm going to stick with the house for sale, although this one is actually under contract, I believe, as of today. Completeness, does it have a tour? Yes. How many days on the site? The current sale price, MLS ID, how many photos, et cetera, et cetera. But what you can do is you click on, and you'll see that it highlighted when I went through. You've got your reports down here. So company showcase reporting is just that. If you pull it up, it's an overview, and it's not just for that particular listing. I'm going to go back in here and look at the email reports, and then we can go on and show you what the enhancing of that looks like. There's no data in here because I don't have anything scheduled. But if I do the Realtor.com performance report, you'll see here twice a month to this email, I get a Realtor.com performance alert. I get them on the individual properties, and then it automatically generates one for all of my listings on Realtor.com. So you'll see here delivery status successful, whether or not I opened it, whether I had an interest. For the most part, I move it over so I can show you guys what it looks like. But that's that in a nutshell. So you'd have to go in and schedule that. You can download. You've got the print options. I don't know if you can see these icons, but they're here. Go in. You're not going to break anything by clicking on any of these links. And unless you give them a credit card number, they can't charge you for anything. So go in and just tab through and see what there's, what you like, what's available in there, and what it is that may appeal to you, your business, your target market, etc. Now I'm going to go ahead and click on this property, and you can see I can preview it. I can edit the listing, feature the listing. There is a cost to that. Preview the listing report right here, and then this is where you would schedule that listing report. First thing we're going to do, I'm not going to preview it on Realtor.com because we saw what that looked like. I'm going to click on the edit listing. And this here, for the most part, if you let corporate know you're doing an open house, Vanessa and or Jackie is going to post it, and they are going to post it in here. If anything changes, and this is huge, if something happens, there's an emergency with your seller, and you have to cancel that open house, and it is Sunday morning, who you calling to get it off Realtor.com? You can call me. Yes, I can go in and take it off for you. You can call Doug, and he'll call me and ask me to take it off for you because obviously it's Sunday morning. But you can now go and make modifications. If they're just changing the time, you can go in and take care of it yourself so that your seller, again, if there's any emergency, is not embarrassed by having people still. I mean, if there's a newspaper ad, not much you can do except go to the house and put a sign. But at least here you can prevent people from driving all the way through if this is their point. So you'll see here there's some video tour options. These are the plus signs. Bertie will do this for you as part of your marketing package so that if you have a virtual tour on your own, and I know some people have these other virtual tours, if you send Bertie the link, she can actually take care of that for you. Otherwise, if you're using our Tour Factory, which I happen to love, she'll take care of that, and that's part of your marketing package. So managing photos. Again, Bertie will take care of this. She'll enhance. So if you have, more, for the most part, these automatically generate in. You can change the order here if that's something that you want to do. Or again, if you have some changes that you want to make or additional photos, this is where that would happen. Headlines. Again, Bertie's pretty creative with her headlines. I actually went in and changed this when I did a price reduction for the new price. But something that she will take care of. If you don't give her anything, she'll get crafty. But if there's something specific that your seller, and I know that there are some sellers that actually write their own ad copy because they're a little crazy. But that being said, you can just let her know what it is and put it in here. And if there's a change and it happens to be after hours and your seller's just screaming at you, now you know you can go ahead and do that yourself. You can go ahead and make that change if it's something that you want. And some people also want to make that change just on a temporary, whether it's for the open house, whatever it is that you want to do. Here is the open house schedule, and of course it will keep a history of it as well. I don't have anything scheduled right now, but actually here's the history. If I wanted to add anything new, you would go in here and you would add the new open house. Again, it's something that our staff will take care of for you, but if you had to go ahead and delete or make any modifications on a last-minute notice after hours or on the weekends, you do have access to go ahead and do that. So that's pretty much it as far as the showcase listing enhancements. And again, how I got there was manage listings. The defaults to the homes for sale. If it's something that you want to do on a rental, you can go right here and do it. Choose the click one time on the address, and then you've got edit listing right here. Again, featured listing, self-explanatory. I'll click on it. But all it's going to do is take me to some place where they want to sell me something. Going back to where we were and hitting this one more time, we're going to go on to preview listing report, and we've got the listing report right here. And this is what it looks like if you're sending it to your client. So this is what your client would get on the listing report. It is branded again. It has the mandatory Kyle Poskett underneath, but it does have my photo. It does have my name. It'll click over to my website. It'll click over to view my profile if the client, and then you've got the monthly listing tree. It's kind of a neat report. And again, I'm going to go in after this and just show you how to set that up where it goes direct. And then again at the bottom, a little bit more branding, agent, company, and then we'll move up just a scooch here, and we've got the schedule listing report. So here you go. You can choose to either do it weekly, twice a month, or monthly, or just do a one-time latest report only. And then we've got the email address, which is from me. If you'd like to be carbon copy, if you really have one of those clients that's making you insane, you can go ahead right here and just choose that button, and it'll send you an email. This is for the email. If you have to send it to multiple email addresses, this would be the place to do it. And then it just shows you what it does say. You have the opportunity, if you want to warm up that message a little bit, depending on your relationship with that seller, you can go ahead and do that and then click on send. Now, obviously, if you're just doing the one report, the latest report only, You hit send, it's going to generate an email, but that's it. They're not going to continue to get emails. So you would have to set up your twice monthly or your monthly here. I kind of like the monthly. Weekly, depending on your market. I mean, if it's a hot market, if you're getting calls all the time, you're in Bergen County and you're getting, hit after hit, then if you want to do it weekly and it's easier to read, that's fine. My neck of the woods, Sussex County, you're not getting that many hits, so the last thing you want to do is send it weekly and it's showing 2 or 3 or 5 depending on the property. So again, base this on the property and what you think is going to look better as far as your reporting goes. So that's it as far as the email reports go. And again, you can set up in your profile for you to get reports, and you can get copied on these reports here. And we went through the edit listing. We've got the company showcase report and the email. The other thing that I want to look at is let me just move up here. We've got solutions. We've got the Realtor.com menu. This is pretty much everything that we're looking at on all of the others. This is an area. You've got the featured agent. Now this is your featured CMA, featured website, if this is something that you want to do. And featured CMA, again, we're opening it up, and it'll give you a little bit here, automatically connect, blah, blah, blah. This is a product that you can go in and purchase from Realtor.com. I'm going to scoot out of some of these because it's going to start to slow me down and move over here. And we would hit on the reports, visit sites. I believe it or not, that is all I have. So that was really cool. We've got 35 minutes, and we have hit everything as far as Realtor.com has in here. Reporting is probably one of the top, the featured listing and being able to get in there, change it, and get your profile done. So I am going to open you up for questions. And again, you have that little hand raise on your screen, or you can put a little message down in the question box. I will hop back and forth. So now's the time, if you have any questions, to go for it. Otherwise, I'm going to go in and show you where to get some of our training, and go to our Facebook calendar and go through what we have here. So again, I am looking for questions. I don't see any hand raises. I'm going to go through the attendee list. I am not seeing any questions. If you're having any trouble, you have a question and you just can't either get it to populate in the box or figure out how to get your hand raised, Donna Spinetta at realtyexecutives.com is my email for anyone that's not aware of that. Or again, cell phone number 973-951-1072. I am going to go to the attendee list one more time and see if we have any hand raised, and it does not look like we do. So I am going to say have a great weekend. The weather is supposed to be fabulous. It is right now. And thanks for joining us. Have a great day. And I did it again. Live agent, toll-free, feature sheet, got it. Realtors login, got it. Dashboard overview, got it.